Well, this story is one of North Carolina's most notorious ghost stories and a real, authentic scientific mystery.
We are standing on part of the Devil's Tramping Ground. Are we safe?
The world is full of strange things we can't explain. From eerie lights in the sky to people vanishing without a trace, some incidents leave us questioning our own sanity. As you dig deeper into these unsolved mysteries, you'll start to feel the chill of uncertainty creeping in. What really happened in these baffling cases?
What happened? How can you lose a jetliner? How can it vanish in thin air?
Why can't anyone crack them? Each story pulls you further into the unknown. And by the end, you'll be left wondering, are some things just never meant to be solved? These are 20 unsolved mysteries that cannot be explained. Baikal creatures. Lake Baikal is located at the southernmost point of Russia's notorious Siberian expanse, a short distance from the border of neighboring Mongolia. Scientists have revealed that this lake was created between 20 to 30 million years ago. In the late 1980s, Russian Navy divers practiced in Lake Baikal, and what they discovered in its eerie depths was far from ordinary. During one dive, several divers claimed to encounter strange humanoid creatures. These beings, later called the Lake Baikal swimmers, were up to 9 feet tall with elongated bodies. They wore silver suits and had see-through orbs on their heads. This sparked speculation about their extraterrestrial origins. The encounter turned deadly when the Russian Navy tried to capture one of these mysterious beings. The humanoids displayed immense strength, propelling the divers to the surface too quickly, leading to 3 fatalities due to decompression sickness. In older tales, these creatures were said to rise from the depths and prey on any travelers and hunters who strayed too close to the edge of the water. In more recent times, however, local residents have reported inexplicable damage that has been caused to their fishing nets and cattle that have gone missing whilst grazing near the lake. Descriptions of the offender allege that it is over 10 meters in length, possessing a huge set of jaws that make up over a third of its body. This has prompted speculation that it may be a species similar to a pike, which has somehow grown to staggering proportions in this unique environment. In the 1990s, fishermen reported terrifying encounters with silver creatures that threatened to capsize their boats. Local folklore has similar stories. Villagers reportedly captured and whipped strange pharaoh creatures that resembled the description of what the divers saw. The Russian government has never confirmed the existence of these eerie humanoid creatures, but many locals believe that the lake is home to these silvery beings that don't welcome human interaction. UFO Phenomenon in Chulucanas. Now, one might think the depths of ancient lakes are bound to behold some bone-chilling secrets, but that doesn't mean our skies don't get unauthorized visitors from parallel worlds. On the 13th of October, 2001, in Chulucanas, Peru, several red-orange spheres appeared in the sky in a strange event. These glowing entities moved in coordinated formations. This sparked speculation about intentional navigation. The spectacle lasted over 2 hours, with numerous residents watching in awe. Some recorded the event. The videos provided proof of its authenticity. The sightings were true. Videos and photos were widely shared in the community. Just 2 weeks later, the strange lights returned. They repeated their mysterious movements and even descended into a nearby field. This piqued people's curiosity even more.
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
As word spread, residents gathered to see the strange phenomenon again. On 15th of November, 2001, the objects appeared again. This time, they caused widespread panic. The onlookers' fear and unease cast a shadow over the town. The event is now one of the most significant in Peru's UFO history. Dr. Anthony Choi investigated these encounters. He noted that the objects seemed aware of people's presence. They actively evaded those who tried to approach them. His findings raised questions about humans and the unknown. They hinted at a possible intelligence behind the strange sightings. The Oak Island Money Pit. While alien intelligence has always piqued our interest, Let's not forget the clever minds of our ancestors, who left behind all sorts of treasures hidden in the most unexpected places. The Oak Island Money Pit in Nova Scotia is one such unsolved money mystery. It has intrigued researchers, archaeologists, and treasure hunters for centuries. This storied site is shrouded in claims and reports. They suggest untold treasures are hidden beneath its surface. The alleged riches, from Shakespearean manuscripts and Marie Antoinette's jewels to religious artifacts hidden by the Catholic Church, spark excitement and skepticism. Some theories even link the fabled Ark of the Covenant to the Knights Templar, who are said to have hidden it. These tales have spurred treasure hunters to team up with historians and archaeologists. They seek buried riches and lost artifacts. The Curse of Oak Island, a History Channel show, popularized the story. It includes underwater chambers, ground depressions, and minor relics. Many experts doubt these findings. They argue that no treasure may exist.
Oh, it is. It is.
It's been an amazing experience. You stand here and you look up.
Yeah.
They believe much evidence may be fake, meant to mislead treasure seekers. This mix of hope and doubt keeps the mystery alive. It compels each new generation to search for the truth of the Oak Island legend. British Area 51. Area 51 is famous for alien intrigue just like Lake Baikal. Few know the UK has a mysterious counterpart, Radow Manor.
Really underneath Radow Manor.
Radow Manor used to be a bathstone mine. In World War II, it became a key munitions depot. Its complex tunnels were a safe spot amid relentless bombings. They evolved into a key control center for the Royal Air Force. By 1940, the underground facilities had an operations room, a filter room, and the enigmatic shadow factory. Each was for a specific military purpose. The operations room handled sensitive information. The filter room was an intel hub. After the war, the shadow factory became intriguing. It was rumored to be reverse engineering alien technology. A UFO sighting by RAF pilots in the 1950s made Radow Manor a key site for investigating aliens. Documents surfaced. They showed that Prime Minister Churchill ordered a cover-up to prevent public panic. The Joint Intelligence Committee formed teams to investigate alien activity. They produced many classified reports. This further entrenched Radow Manor's status as a secret research facility. Nick Pope, a former British Ministry of Defense official, later revealed that a crashed alien spacecraft might have been in an underground facility. Today, Radow Manor's vast underground complex is well maintained by the authorities, as it is rumored to be a refuge for high-ranking officials in a crisis. The Devil's Tramping Ground.
Scientific mystery.
We are standing on part of the Devil's Tramping Ground. Are we safe?
In the forests of North Carolina, a strange spot called the Devil's Tramping Ground has puzzled locals for generations. This eerie, 40-foot ring of barren, blackened soil is devoid of vegetation. Many believe it is the work of a malevolent force. Legends tell of a dark spirit that stomps around this circle each night.
You know, we're looking for the Devil's Tramping Ground and, you know, where's it located?
It's been on the Dowd family's land.
It compacts the earth beneath it. Residents are convinced that visitors can witness this angry specter if they dare to venture into the woods after dark. The North Carolina State Department of Agriculture has done many investigations, but no scientific explanation has been found. Early theories suggested poor soil nutrients or insect infestations could account for the lack of life, but these studies returned inconclusive results. In fact, the area is considered to have some of the most fertile soil in the region. Paranormal investigators have camped out to find evidence of the supernatural. They only reported strange feelings and eerie sounds. This unsettling mystery endures. It attracts thrill seekers and the curious. They want to uncover the truth behind this strange, ominous place. Disappearance of Tom and Eileen Lunn. In January 1998, an American couple vanished while scuba diving in the Coral Sea. Their disappearance became a haunting mystery. After leaving Port Douglas, Australia, a group went to St. Crispin's Reef. During their dive, the couple was accidentally abandoned in open water. After a year in Fiji as Peace Corps volunteers, they were eager to explore the world-renowned Great Barrier Reef. Sadly, Their excitement turned to horror pretty quickly. They vanished without a trace, leaving only questions. The couple's diving boat had 26 passengers. As the group entered the water, Tom and Eileen soon realized they were alone, with no sign of their crew. Initially, their absence went unnoticed, leading to a tragic delay in rescue efforts. Diving weights were found on the ocean floor the next day. This suggested the couple had been in the area. 2 days later, their belongings were found on board. This raised alarm bells. Despite a thorough search by the Navy and civilians, the Lonans were never found. The incident led to investigations and stricter diving regulations. It also inspired the 2003 film Open Water. It reflected on the dangers of diving and their mysterious disappearance. Jack the Ripper's identity. The infamous serial criminal emerged in 1888, leaving a trail of horror that still grips the world with fear and fascination. Targeting vulnerable women in the impoverished Whitechapel district, he claimed 5 victims, their gruesome murders marked by brutal precision and a sinister signature. The Ripper's identity remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. As panic spread through the city, the police were baffled by the killer's cunning evasion. With each murder, the terror escalated, leading to a media frenzy that only fueled public obsession. The letters sent to the press, purportedly from the killer himself, taunted authorities and stirred imaginations. One infamous missive, signed Jack the Ripper, mocked the police's incompetence, solidifying his legend. What makes the Ripper's case even more chilling is the way he vanished without a trace. Despite extensive investigations, countless suspects, and numerous theories ranging from a local butcher to members of the royal family, no definitive proof has emerged to identify him. Was he a man of high society, hiding behind a facade, or a deranged psychopath blending into the crowd? As the decades passed, Jack the Ripper became a figure of horror. He inspired countless books, films, and theories about humanity's dark side. With each retelling, the question remains, will we ever uncover the truth behind the masked killer? Voyage Manuscript. Locked within the pages of the Voyage Manuscript lies a mystery that has baffled scholars, cryptographers, and historians for centuries. Discovered in 1912 by book dealer Wilfrid Voynich, this medieval text, written in an unknown language and filled with strange drawings of plants, astronomical charts, and mysterious figures, has resisted all attempts to unlock its secrets. Its origins are a riddle, its purpose unknown, and the meaning behind its coded script remains frustratingly out of reach. The manuscript, thought to date back to the early 15th century, appears to be a botanical or scientific text. Yet, none of the plants depicted are recognizable, and the flowing, elegant script doesn't match any known alphabet or language. Even the world's greatest cryptographers, including World War II codebreakers and modern-day AI systems, have failed to crack its code. Is it an elaborate hoax, a long-lost language, or could it be the work of an unknown, hidden genius who wanted to protect their knowledge from prying eyes? Adding to the intrigue, the manuscript's illustrations are just as perplexing. Some show strange, almost alien-like plants, while others depict women bathing in odd, interconnected tubes. Every attempt to explain the Voynich manuscript has raised more questions than answers. Nascal Lines. In the desolate plains of southern Peru, a mysterious network of gigantic geoglyphs stretches across the arid desert, a sight both eerie and awe-inspiring. Known as the Nascal Lines, these ancient figures, etched into the Earth's surface, have puzzled historians, archaeologists, and explorers for decades. Created by the Nazca people, the lines depict an array of animals, plants, and geometric shapes, some spanning over 1,200 feet in length. But why were they made?
These lines are incredibly long, perhaps miles, and they're straight as a ruler.
And how, without modern technology, did they achieve such precision? Visible only from the sky, the Nazca Lines weren't even discovered until airplanes flew over the region in 1920. The sheer scale of the geoglyphs, combined with the fact that they could only be fully appreciated from above, has led many to question their purpose. Were they celestial markers, a form of astronomical calendar guiding ancient peoples through time? Or could they have been created to communicate with gods? Giant messages meant to be seen by beings from beyond the earth. Theories abound, from religious offerings to elaborate irrigation systems. But the true meaning of the Nascal Lines remains elusive. Dyatlov Pass Incident. In the icy wilderness of Russia's Ural Mountains, a mystery has lingered for over 6 decades. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers set off on an expedition to traverse the treacherous Dyatlov Pass. Days later, their lifeless bodies were discovered, scattered across the snow-covered landscape under chillingly bizarre circumstances. The details surrounding their deaths continue to baffle investigators and conspiracy theorists alike. When rescuers found their camp, the hikers' tent had been torn open from the inside, as if they had fled in terror into the freezing night. Strangely, some were barefoot, while others were partially dressed in each other's clothes. The bodies were found at varying distances from the tent, some with severe injuries, fractured skulls and broken ribs that experts likened to the force of a car crash. Yet there were no external wounds or signs of struggle. The strangeness didn't end there. One victim's tongue was missing. Traces of radiation were found on some clothes. The investigation was closed, citing a compelling natural force. Its cause remains unknown. Malaysia Airlines, Flight 370. On the 8th of March, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 vanished without a trace, sparking one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. The Boeing 777, with more than 200 people on board, was flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. It suddenly vanished from the radar. It left a trail of unanswered questions and a confused world.
What happened? How can you lose a jetliner? How can it vanish in thin air?
As night fell, air traffic controllers lost contact with the flight just 40 minutes after takeoff. Despite a global search of millions of square miles, no one could find it. Initial investigations found that the plane had veered off course. It flew for hours across the Indian Ocean. But why? No distress signal was sent, and all communication systems went silent.
A transponder, which was chirping back every time it was hit by the radar beam from air traffic control, went silent.
The mystery deepened when debris from the plane washed up on remote beaches. But its final resting place remained elusive. Theories have swirled for years, from hijacking and sabotage to more fantastical ideas. Yet, the truth remains out of reach, hidden beneath the vast ocean. Families of the missing are left with no closure, and experts are still haunted by the mystery. How could a modern aircraft simply disappear in the age of advanced technology? Disappearance of the Mary Celeste crew. In December 1872, the British brigantine Dei Gratia stumbled upon a ghost ship adrift in the Atlantic Ocean. It was the Mary Celeste, a merchant ship that had set sail from New York to Genoa with a cargo of alcohol. But something was terribly wrong. The Mary Celeste was eerily empty. Her crew of 10, including Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, and their young daughter, had vanished without a trace. The ship was in near-perfect condition, with no sign of struggle or distress. Personal belongings, provisions, and even the crew's valuables were left untouched. The ship's lifeboat was missing, and the ship's log showed its last entry 9 days earlier, but there was no clue as to what had happened in the interim. Theories about the crew's fate have ranged from piracy and mutiny to an explosion caused by the alcohol fumes, but none fully explain the strange circumstances. Some have even suggested more paranormal possibilities, like sea monsters or alien abductions. Bay Point Lighthouse. Built in 1896, the Bay Point Lighthouse on Michigan's Upper Peninsula has a haunted, mysterious history. The lighthouse's first keeper, William Pryor, vanished one stormy night. Many speculated that he perished in the churning waters below. His disappearance sparked a local legend. Residents claimed to see his spirit wandering the lighthouse and the nearby shores.
Once we began doing tours up there, strange things began happening, at least the reports from some of our folks giving the tours.
Today, the lighthouse operates as a charming bed and breakfast, but its haunted reputation lingers. Innkeeper Linda Gamble has tried exorcisms to calm restless spirits and comfort her guests. Despite her efforts, Reports of strange events persist. They include slamming doors and ghostly apparitions. Guests report chilling encounters with a mysterious figure, believed to be Pryor. He is forever linked to the lighthouse's haunted past. This mix of history and the supernatural invites guests to enjoy the lighthouse's beauty, but they may not be alone, as past spirits linger just out of sight. Buried cities of Jaffa. Dubai, famed for its luxury and modernity, hides terrifying secrets beneath its magnificent desert. There are rumors of long-lost civilizations that have been kept hidden from the public. The most sought after is the ancient city of Jaffa. It thrived as a trade hub from the 10th to the 14th century. Archaeologists see its potential. They believe it could reveal insights into the Muslim Golden Age. Yet, the city remains elusive.
The modern city of Tel Aviv is the ancient coastal city of Jaffa.
At its peak, Jaffa was famous for its trade routes. They reached as far as India and the Far East. Its historical importance is known, but its sudden disappearance is a historic mystery no one has been able to solve. This puzzles researchers. There is much speculation about its fate. After the early 1960s, archaeologists believed the UAE's coasts might hold Jaffa's ruins. Unfortunately, red tape hinders excavation efforts. So, the city lies buried beneath the sands, its secrets waiting to be revealed. Until then, the lost history of Jaffa is an enigma. It echoes through time, tantalizing researchers and treasure hunters. They hope for a glimpse of its long-lost splendor. The Yeti Discovery. In the early 1950s, expeditions to conquer Mount Everest sparked a national interest in the Yeti. In 1951, a group of hikers, well prepared for a tough climb, set out to capture the world's tallest mountain with a high-quality camera. But instead of celebrating their climb, the headlines focused on their discovery. They found unusual footprints. They are believed to be from a mysterious, high-altitude humanoid creature. Michael Ward first discovered these footprints. Eric Shipton later photographed them, using his ice axe for scale. Analysts noted the footprints had accurate, complex features.
Knew exactly what they were. Yeti footprints.
They were too precise to fake. Despite doubts, this suggested they were real. The big toe's size and weight suggested a massive creature. It could balance at such extreme altitudes. Today, Shipton's photo is a top piece of evidence of the Yeti's existence. It reveals the creature's size, weight, and possible adaptations. It captivates both believers and skeptics in the search for the truth behind this legend. Ghostly whispers. The 78-foot-tall Seul Shwa Lighthouse has overlooked Lake Michigan since 1892. This historic site has seen many events. Its walls echo the past. Among the lighthouse legends is that of Captain Joseph Townsend. He was a former keeper, and he is said to haunt the grounds. Local legend says Townsend died in the keeper's house in the 1900s. His body remained unburied for months due to harsh winter weather. This caused a lingering presence in the lighthouse. Visitors and staff have caught whiffs of cigar smoke. It was reminiscent of the captain's brand. They've also seen strange events, like chairs moving on their own in the museum's kitchen. Many assume Townsend's restless ghost roams the hallways. The lighthouse is a must for supernatural fans. It offers museum tours and tower visits from Memorial Day to mid-October. Visitors can learn of its spooky history and the strange events that surround it. Mythical Indian Bridge. For generations, Indians have loved the Ramayana. It is an ancient Hindu epic. It tells of a mystical bridge made of large floating stones. This bridge, built by the Hindu god Rama, connects southern India to northern Sri Lanka. However, the mystery deepened when NASA satellites looked at the waters near northern Sri Lanka. They revealed large stones on a submerged sandbar, stretching an impressive 30 miles. Intrigued, researchers began carbon dating the stones to find their age and origins. Surprisingly, the results indicated that these stones had not formed naturally. The dating showed the stones were older than the sand beneath them. This suggests ancient civilizations placed them there. This led scientists to theorize that the massive 1,000-ton stones were quarried from various places. Then, they were transported to build this megalithic structure. The idea that ancient people had advanced technologies to build such a monument sparks awe and speculation. Ancient Hindu texts add to the intrigue. They describe the gods using flying machines to form divine pathways. This intertwines mythology with history. Creature of Mount Nagani. A recent mystery that captured public interest is from Mount Nagani in Zimbabwe. In November 2014, a British explorer, Thomas Gainsford, sought to discover uncharted lands. So, he ventured to the mountain. A university award funded his expedition. It aimed to encourage exploration and build confidence. However, his journey took a disconcerting turn. At 3 a.m., a thick fog enveloped Thomas, who planned to camp overnight at the peak. It left him disoriented and lost. A thunderstorm descended upon him as he tried to wait out the weather. This complicates matters further. Strangely, through the mist, Thomas saw peculiar creatures circling him. Locals had warned him about this. They insisted that such animals were not of this world. After 24 hours, the fog finally lifted. Thomas hastily descended the mountain, never to return. Some dismiss his experience as mere dehydration and confusion. Locals, however, affirm his account. Since then, few outsiders have dared to trek up the mountain. This raises a question. Could there be creatures from another dimension atop Mount Nagani, waiting to have their secrets uncovered? Mound in the Sea of Galilee. Beneath the calm waters of the Sea of Galilee lies an amazing underwater structure, the Mound in the Sea. This 30-foot deep mound was found in 2003. It was discovered during an archaeological dig for artifacts. It shows traces of human buildings. Its conical shape, made of basalt rocks, is twice the size of Stonehenge. This has led to speculation about its origin and purpose. Researchers believe the mound was once above water. It may have been a ceremonial site or burial ground for ancient peoples. Erosion from the water has changed its shape. This has hampered efforts to find its true significance. Some archaeologists think it is a burial site. Others believe it is a ramp or ceremonial structure. There is no agreement on this. The Sea of Galilee exploration continues. This ancient mound is a mystery waiting to be revealed. Its hidden presence piques people's curiosity and invites exploration. It keeps the region's history alive in their imaginations. Underwater pyramid. In 2016, a stunning underwater discovery fueled conjecture about ancient civilizations. Powerful satellite equipment found a huge pyramid in the Pacific Ocean. It dwarfed the Egyptian one. This massive structure west of Mexico is 3.5 to 11 miles wide. Its origin is unclear. An Argentine researcher, Marcelo Igas Austin, made the discovery. He hypothesized it could be evidence of a pre-human civilization. Some argue that changes in ocean levels enabled such construction. Others have more contentious theories. One theory is that the structure is an alien base. Several maritime reports of strange underwater objects support this. As excitement grows over the discovery, it lacks solid answers. This fuels many conspiracy theories. The underwater pyramid is more than a structure. It is a window into humanity's past that sparks curiosity about lost civilizations and the extent of their technological advancement. The Holy Grail. The Holy Grail, a relic steeped in legend, continues to captivate the imagination of seekers and scholars alike. Often depicted as the cup used by Jesus at the Last Supper, this sacred object is said to possess miraculous powers, granting eternal life or healing to those who find it. Yet, despite centuries of quests and countless tales, the Grail remains shrouded in mystery. From the Arthurian legends of medieval knights who embarked on perilous journeys to discover its location, to modern interpretations in literature and film, the Grail has become a symbol of ultimate truth and enlightenment. But where does the myth begin? Some believe it originated in early Christian traditions, while others point to ancient pagan rites or Celtic mythology, blurring the lines between history and fiction. Intriguingly, numerous locations have been suggested as the Grail's resting place. From the ruins of Glastonbury Abbey in England to hidden caves in the Pyrenees, each theory adds layers to its enigma. We hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more.